are these people?
On a positive, happy, good note, this is a good story. All right. John Pilger's son. I noticed recently that the johnpilger.com website was down, and I was like, God damn, man, like, it would be a real shame if all of his work somehow ended up lost because nobody wanted to maintain a website or whatever. And I had noticed it. I think I had actually sent a link to somebody and be like, hey, did you notice that this was down? And sure enough, Sam, his son, launched with the help of Mark Curtis from Declassified UK, a new version of johnpilger.com celebrating his life, career, free access to 64 of his films. I mean,
nice.
You know, now Mark wrote this article. Damn, it doesn't really, it's a little small, but I wanted to read this. It's 2 slides. And this is kind of the first story into what the first real story I wanted to get to. A giant of journalism, all right, was how Britain's National Union of Journalists described John Pilger on his death in December 2023. That's clear, you know, and a giant he was, a brave and prolific filmmaker and a brilliant reporter with a rare gift for vivid descriptive writing. But his greatest gift perhaps was in lifting rocks. In his dozens of documentaries and hundreds of articles over 6 decades, most often exposing the ruthlessness of power, John became the most important journalist of his generation. That's a bold statement. And in a lot of ways, it's hard to disagree with. You know, he trailblazer. Another, by the way, everyone here, Mark Curtis and John Pilger, Indie Media Award honorees, of course. But I don't hear that. I don't know what happened there.
You didn't?
No. But I heard that. That I heard.
I pressed the button.
From Vietnam to South Africa, Cambodia to Palestine, John's work was committed to holding governments, especially the US, Britain, and Australia, too often absolved of criminality in the West, to account for their actions and abuses. This is what true journalism should be about, but as John knew only too well, rarely is. Hence the Indie Media Awards. He spoke out in support of the vulnerable and marginalized, those in poverty, asylum seekers, victims of war, and indigenous citizens in countries where they were often seen as unpeople. For years, he advocated for his friend Julian Assange, persecuted by a rapacious U.S. empire for telling the truth, and a touchstone in our era dividing those who commit or defend war crimes for those who expose them. John's films brought global attention to neglected issues. After his 1994 film Death of a Nation, about Indonesia's brutal occupation of East Timor, was screened in Britain, it became the highest-rated TV documentary in 15 years, with 4,000 telephone calls per minute made by viewers to the program's action line. The film had been crucial, said Timor's first president, Jose Ramos Horta, after his country gained its independence, in bringing forward our liberation and saving countless lives. John's books and articles, along with his television and cinema films, forensically documented many of the worst crimes of the 20th century, drawing on his first-hand reporting in places such as Vietnam, Cambodia, Biafra, and Bangladesh. He traveled the world, and his experiences from reporting on the impoverished north of England in the 1960s to the civil rights movement in the USA and the genocide of Pol Pot's Khmer Rouge shaped his lifelong commitment to justice. John was a campaigning journalist in the best sense of that phrase. He cared about people, the people he wrote about, and worked throughout his career to encourage them, tell their stories, and make the world a better place. Shouldn't we all? The great legacy he leaves when this relaunched and improved website showcases, is not just that of historical interest, It's a vital guide to the world we find ourselves in now, and a signal to all that with determination and courage, we as individuals together and as individuals can throw light on what's wrong and help to change it. That's kind of what we try to do. I mean, so this is a debut. I think we might have shown one when we did Gastola, but I thought it was quite appropriate that that we launch the kind of what the template's going to look like for all of the honorees around John Pilger, who is kind of a godfather to all of this independent media. So I'm
one of,
humbled at how great Zago made that. I mean, so we made a deal with an artist, an illustrative artist, to have illustrations of all the Indie Media Award honorees, as well as all the logos for most of the logos for the organizations. And this one came out amazing. Some of these people contributed directly, and we really appreciate that. There are a bunch of ways to do it. That QR code up there, co-fi.com/Indie News Network is another way to do it. Cash App, $, Indie News Network. John H. hooked us up a couple times this week. Really thank you for that. Substack, a couple people subscribed on Substack. We're now doing a daily newsletter at innewsletter.com as well as at indiemediatoday.com. I've got 2 different newsletters going. So we're busy as hell, man, and we're doing all this, and we love doing it, and we want to keep doing it. And the more support we get, the more we can keep doing, and the more help we can get. Again, Dave Burt, R.I.P. John Pilger. Heidi, Pilger was a hero. Yes. When is the next Indie Media Awards? The plan is for sometime in late October. We've been working on that. I've been working on it for over a month, obviously, with Lucio. I have the list, kind of preliminary list of the 2024 honorees that I want to add to the next class, basically. And then, we've got all the imagery done, and then we just got to make a live stream and set it all up. So that's going to be soon, by all means. Love doing that. Honoring all the best in independent media. You can go to indiemediaawards.substack.com now, or just indiemediaawards.com. There's a link tree there. It'll take you to the Substack. And there are links and pages for each honoree and each outlet. Chanda, by the way, is also an Indie Media Award honoree, as is Oz. We've got, lots of them happening around here. That's who we like to feature, is the best of the best, and the independents that are true to what we, to what we do, and that speak the truth. I actually did want to show you the website of johnpilger.com, not just the article from Mark, but here we go. All right. So this is johnpilger.com. It's like a WordPress blog site that has all of his articles, including his last one. We are Spartacus, are we? Right? I believe that was his last article before he passed away.
Which we read on INN News.
I believe you did.
Go check that. You can go check that out.
How cool is that? You've got some of the tweets about him from Counterpunch, and here's where you can watch the videos, and Palestine is still the issue, and all by category, and just
we might do one of those for
content for
like
days.
A movie night over on the Rumbles.
Content for days. So just that's a really cool thing. That's about what hey, how about that? That wrapped up pretty nicely. But support independent media, like I said, support INN, support the Zago brothers, independent art as well. They are independent, we're independent. It just kind of works, Independents helping each other. And this is, nobody else is going to do this for us. They got billions. We got us. And we got you. So thank you. Really. I love you all.